Hello, my dudes, my guys. I'm home by myself. It's been a while since I've been home by myself, and naturally that gets me in the mood to film. I really want to vlog something, but I don't know what I want to vlog. Like, I don't really have a whole ton to talk about, and I'm about to be entering a very busy phase of my life as we continue with our wedding planning, and also I'm getting ready to move at the beginning of June. So it's May right now. I have about a month. I'm gonna need that much time to get ready and stuff. I've been sort of reading all over the place. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I really enjoy kind of reading all over the place, reading multiple things at once. That's just who I am as a person. But I have a big stack of library books, and I'd really like to get through some of them before I move, because I don't want to be moving more books than I already have to move. Moving my books is gonna be like the hardest part of this whole thing. Who knows what could happen, but right now, this video is going to be mostly, hopefully, getting through some of my library books that I have. I'm currently reading Behind Her Eyes by Sarah... Let me go grab it. Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough. I started reading this. I'm not very far in, but I want to finish it. So we're gonna try to finish this in the next couple of days so that I can get on with some library books. I know, and I truly believe, that you should be able to read whatever you want. You shouldn't have to feel like you're making progress, but this is something that brings me joy. I love making lists and planning my reading and trying to stick to challenges. Even though I'm not the best at doing that, I think it's really fun. So let's try to do some reading today. I want to finish Behind Her Eyes in the next couple days. It's a thriller, so like I should be able to read it pretty fast. I'm only on page 19, so I'm barely in it at all. I'm unsure of how many books we will get through in this vlog. I'll check back in with you when I've read a little bit of this, because I've heard that this book is a wild ride. Everybody who has talked about it has said you could not see the ending coming at all. And I am, unfortunately, because I wish I wasn't like this, but I'm really good at predicting endings for things. It's very annoying because I like to be surprised, like with an ending. I love when I don't see a twist coming, but a lot of the time I do see the twist coming. Anyways, I'll check back in later. I have a really quick update. I've read one more chapter of the book, not a whole lot. So it's multiple perspective. It follows two women. One of them is the wife of this guy, and then the other one is the secretary of the same guy, and she accidentally, drunkenly kissed him one time before she knew he was her boss. Seems a little convoluted. I think I'm keeping track of it so far. But something that's interesting is that it is dual perspective, but some of the dual perspectives are also in a different place in time, switching back and forth between two characters, but it's also switching back and forth between two periods in time. Maybe that's one of the things that makes this book so good, from what I've heard. I don't know, just wanted to let you know my thoughts so far. And I think now I'm going to go work on my reading spread and my bullet journal for April. We can do that. It is the next day, and I just wanted to give you a little update. So we made a little bit of progress yesterday in Behind Her Eyes. It's kind of reminding me of None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. It was one of those thrillers, like, Sometimes I read thrillers and I'm like, whoo, what a fun little time. And sometimes I read thrillers and I'm like, this is super fucked up and I am disturbed. When you read a thriller that's really good but really messed up and then you feel like kind of bad for giving it 5 stars, but like sometimes that's what you want from a book. I'm pretty sure this is in the blurb in the cover, so it's not like a spoiler. Now, at this point in the book, the two women that the two perspectives are from, Fly? Did you all see that? Huh. The two women have met each other, and I haven't read much further past that, but it seems like them meeting might have not been an accident, so we shall see. We shall see what happens. Okay, so I just wanted to give a quick update about this book. So far it's just people being very, very messy. Not so much like thriller type messy, but just like getting involved in each other's lives and toe beans. I'm about 50 pages from the end and shit is getting weird. We'll see what happens. Bro, what? Oh no. What the fuck was that? Like, I don't know how much I am allowed to say without giving things away. I think I'm just going to say that I definitely didn't see the ending coming. I don't know if that's because there's literally no way possible that anyone could see the ending coming. And to me, I don't know if that counts as like a fun twisty ending or if that's just like the author blindsiding you. I don't know. Originally, something that was irritating me was that it felt as though the book kind of gives away a lot of things too soon. And so, as the reader, you kind of know what's going on. It makes it easier to guess what's happening, also, I think. And as it's switching perspectives between the two people, it's like you know more than one of the characters. That character consistently makes the most stupid decisions out of anyone I've ever seen. It just was very annoying because she was introduced sort of as like a more skeptical character, but then as time goes on, whenever it's convenient for the plot, she becomes the most gullible person on the planet, which is something that I really dislike in thrillers. I also really dislike when thrillers use mental illness as like a plot device. It's not creative, it's not fun, it just makes me feel bad for her. It makes me feel like everything in this book was handled by the characters very poorly, which it was. When it comes down to it, I don't know, like I didn't hate my time reading it, but the number of times I rolled my eyes, I think about all those little aspects of it that I didn't enjoy, and I'm like, that kind of makes up more of the book than the things that I did enjoy. I don't know, I think I need more time to process it, but it's probably gonna be like a 2-star. Okay, I think next I'm gonna read Glass Town by Isabel Greenberg. It's a graphic novel, and I feel like a graphic novel is always a good palate cleanser in between books. Something completely different. So I already DNF'd Glass Town. It wasn't doing it for me, and after being disappointed by the last book, I want to read something that's gonna make me happy. So I'm gonna read Happy Place by Emily Henry. I have started reading Happy Place by Emily Henry. I'm on page 5, chapter 2. I'm very excited. It's been a really long time since I read an Emily Henry. The last one I read was Book Lovers, which I gave 4 stars because I thought a couple of the characters were kind of annoying, but I really liked how it was written, and I think Emily Henry is really funny. I'm feeling like slightly more experienced in reading romance than I was the last time I read Emily Henry because I've read so many Abby Jimenez books, specifically last month. Yeah, I don't know. I think this will be good. I'm pretty sure this is the one about the couple who are broken up, but then they go on a trip with their friends, so they have to pretend like they're back together. I've never read a second chance romance, so I don't know if I like that or not. And then I also started reading Ghost Wall by Sarah Moss on my Kindle. By I started reading, I mean I downloaded it to my Kindle from the library, but that's a very short book, so hopefully I'll be able to get to that. I think my chicken nuggets just finished, so I'm gonna go eat those, read some of Happy Place, and I'll check back in once I've read a little bit more. Hello. It is officially my weekend and I'm very excited. I am going to open my book of the month because it got here today. This is not sponsored, but I'm basically a walking, talking, free advertisement for Book of the Month because I talk to so many people about it. I got 2 add-ons this time because I had some leftover birthday money. So the first add-on I got is The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. This one, I think, was one of their picks from last month, possibly, or one of their add-ons from last month, but I'm so excited about this. I believe it's set in like 17th century Spain. It doesn't actually say, but I love Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, and I'm really excited to read this. It's about, I think, a girl who can create small miracles. So she has like magic abilities, but not big magic abilities. And I think it's just about her story owning herself and probably people trying to take advantage of her for her magical powers and stuff. And then I got, this one feels a lot smaller. I got Spinning Gold by Carmela Lucas. Ooh, green end pages. Oh, this matches my sweater. It says, an irresistible gothic novel about sisterhood, seances, and sapphic love. Really, what is there to go wrong? There's multiple frogs. There's a frog on the spine. I'm so excited. Both of these books have hands on them. This book of the month is very hand themed. And then my actual monthly pick for this month is The Ministry of Time by, I swear I can read cursive. The Ministry of Time by Colleen Bradley. I love this cover. I would be lying if I said that the cover played no part in me wanting to read this. I don't remember what it said it was about. An ingeniously imagined hilarious romp through time, space, and the human heart that announces an exhilarating new voice in contemporary fiction. So that's fun. But is it really, how contemporary is it if it's a romp through time and space? Because that sounds pretty sci-fi to me. Those are my books of the month. And I have truly no room on my TBR shelf. It is absolutely just like completely maxed out. So I'm gonna have to figure out where to put these. Hello, I'm here to talk about Happy Place by Emily Henry, which I finished yesterday, and it has already been returned to the library. I'm not messing around with returning my library books on time, so I don't have it anymore. I do kind of wish that I had taken more footage of me actually reading it. I really liked Happy Place by Emily Henry. It was very cute. I've like really been embracing romance books lately, and I've been having just like a good time with it. I don't know why I stopped myself from reading them for so long. Maybe I just didn't think it would be my cup of tea, but there are many different kinds of tea. Why do you have to choose only one type of tea? I don't know. I really do think that I am someone who can find enjoyment reading a book in basically any genre, or at least that's who I want to be. I never want to like write off any genre just for whatever reason, because I really do think there's always something you can find enjoyable. Anyways, talking about Happy Place. I really liked it. I thought it was super cute. I think I gave it 4 stars. It's probably my second favorite Emily Henry book that I've read so far. And a big part of that is that I really loved all the side characters and the friendship between all of the side characters in the friend group in this book. That's such a huge thing for me when all of the side characters feel just as strong and developed as the main characters. And I do think, like, I don't know, some of the side characters were probably a little more fully developed than others, but all in all, I really liked all of them. I liked having them included, and I've just been reading a lot of Abby Jimenez, so now I really want a book for each of the side characters. But I know Emily Henry doesn't really do that, so I won't hold my breath. There was a lot of miscommunication, but I do think that for this book, it actually made sense. Like, it didn't bother me a ton, just because, like, of course, a couple that is recently broken up don't feel super like they want to discuss their feelings with each other. Like, I don't know. It just made more sense in this context. And I did really like that it sort of touched on themes of mental health and loneliness and just, like, dealing with relationships and friendships and shutting yourself off from the outside world, perhaps. But I just wish that instead of mostly being dealt with at the end of the book, we'd sort of touched more on these themes throughout, because it did sort of feel to me like you spend the whole book being like, oh, nobody's talking to each other, what's going on, oh my gosh, and then right at the end it's like, oh, everybody's sort of dealing with their own stuff. And it's like, I feel like personally I would have liked to see that a little bit more throughout the book. I think that that would have been cool and would have made it feel just like a little deeper. Not like it has to be deep, but I like that little added deepness, and I was just hoping for a little more depth. But I also think that this book was really funny. It made me laugh out loud, like, probably at least, like, 7 times while reading, which is something I don't normally do. This book had such a strong setting, which is something that I love in books, when the descriptions of the setting and the atmosphere and the environment that the characters are in is so vividly described. Like, I could picture it so clearly in my head. I felt like I was there. I love that in books. That is something that automatically makes me enjoy a book more. And this book, I think, did that really well. They're talking about, like, the beach cabin. It's not really a cabin, but cottage? I don't know if it's really a cottage either. House, I guess. Place where they're staying and the little town that they're visiting and stuff. I loved all the descriptions of that. I felt like I could close my eyes and imagine myself there. That's pretty much all my thoughts on Happy Place. Now I have moved on to reading Ghostwall by Sarah Moss. I'm holding this up, but you can't actually see the book because it's my Kindle case. But yeah, I started reading that on my Kindle. It's due in 3 days, so I need to speed it up a little bit. This is a novella about a family that is on vacation, but they're doing this, like, it's almost like an experiment where they have to live like people from early medieval times, I guess, in the UK, in Britain. It's only like 133 pages. It's not very long, but it's taking me a really long time to get into. It's the main thing I read the last couple days, and I am on page 56. It's been kind of grueling to read. I'm not fully sure what's going on or what the plot is gonna be. I've heard that people like this book, and I've seen it enough times that it's been on my radar for a while, but yeah, I'm unsure of where it's going. All we really know so far, we're following the protagonist, who's a 17-year-old girl. Her name's Sylvie, and her dad is obsessed with, like, the Iron Age, to the point where he's getting very upset that things are not historically accurate during their reenactment experiment kind of thing. And they're also on this trip with a college professor and some students. I don't know, it seems like her dad is not a great guy. They keep saying, like, oh, you don't want to make him mad because you know what happens when he gets mad and stuff like that. I'm hoping to finish it soon because I don't really want to be reading it, but I also want to finish it. I don't know, like, maybe I should just DNF it, but I feel like I've DNF'd so many things lately that I don't know, I'm hesitant to do so. But yeah, oh, and I can show you because by the time this is out, I will have already given it to her, but I've been working on the Kindle case for my mom, and it has been hard. This pattern is difficult for me. It's just different from anything I've done before. This thread is also really, like, stringy, and it keeps sort of like untwisting itself, and it's been rather frustrating. It's over half done, and then I need to make another panel, and then I'm gonna stitch them together and put some fabric on the inside, maybe. So yeah, that is what has been going on in the world of me reading. Apparently there's like some weird electrical storm happening tonight. I don't know if anything that I just said is accurate, so please don't take my word for it. But it's gonna be possible to see the northern lights, so that will be really interesting, and I'm hoping that I can get some footage of that, or like at least a couple pictures, because that's gonna be really cool. I've never seen the northern lights before, and I would like to. I think after I finish Ghostwall, I am going to read a Riley Sager book, because it's been a while since I've read a Riley Sager book, and I'm still kind of in a thriller mood from Between Her Eyes. I'm just feeling like I'm in a silly, goofy mood, and I want to be reading something a little bit silly and goofy, which is perfect for a Riley Sager book. I have the only one left. I've heard from some people that it has similar vibes to The House Across the Lake, which is not a book that I loved. I just thought the plot twist was kind of stupid, but maybe I just wasn't in the right mood for it. I feel like that happens to me a lot. I just think it'll be fun. I want to pick it up and read it. I did another row. Thanks for hanging out with me. So I'm gonna go charge my phone and read a little bit of Ghostwall and hope that it gets better. Possibly see some Northern Lights. Possibly watch some Doctor Who. The first episode of the new season of Doctor Who comes out today, and I am excited for it. Cool. The Northern Lights. Are they there? Maybe? I don't know. Hello, welcome back to same room, different angle. It's Sunday now. It is officially my weekend. I'm very exhausted, and I'm wearing a cute dress. Hang on, let me show you. I finished Ghostwall last night, and honestly, it's one of those books where, like, was it well written? Yes. Can I see why people liked it? Yes. Was it a good book? Like, objectively? Probably. Did I have a good time reading it? No, I did not. It was like less than 150 pages. So in theory, I should be able to read it pretty fast. So tell me why it took me longer to read that book than it took me to read the 400-page Emily Henry book. I know it's because the subject material, not super light. There were no quotation marks, which I've learned is something that I don't think I tend to enjoy in stories. I don't know. I didn't really enjoy it. It took me forever to read. It was no quotation marks and like just blocks of text. It was hard for my brain. I just thought that it was boring. If you like it, then I'm happy for you. I wish that I could like it. Maybe I'm just not smart enough for it. The grand finale, we will be reading The Only One Left by Riley Sager, because I want to take a crack at another thriller. And I feel like Riley Sager never truly disappoints me. Even when he does, it's still fun, I guess. So, yeah. It looks like it has, like, fingerprints on it. Is this part of the mystery? Do I have to, like, solve whose fingerprints these are? Anyway, I'm pretty sure this is the book about a girl/woman who has to be the caretaker for this older woman who may or may not have killed her entire family back in the day. I'm gonna need to get another bookshelf at some point. I'm like really short on space. Anyway, we're gonna do that, and I'm gonna spend time with family today. We'll check back in. Yeet. So I just wanted to give a quick update. I am about 200 pages in to The Only One Left. It's been a couple days. I'm really enjoying this book a lot. It's sort of giving me everything that I like about Riley Sager books, which is they're a little cheesy. You kind of can guess what's sort of coming. And I'm especially loving the atmosphere of this book, like the whole creepy house vibes. It's reminding me of Home Before Dark, which is the first Riley Sager that I read. I don't know. Right now I have like 10 theories running through my mind of like what could possibly be going on. And that's one of my favorite things, is like even when I'm right, it just feels satisfying with these books. I don't really know how much I'm allowed to talk about because I don't want to spoil it. We're pretty deep in the plot at this point. The main character is uncovering what has been happening. I don't know what it is. I feel like there are certain things in these books that bother me in other thrillers, but something about the way that he writes these just like really does it for me. So yeah. I'm almost done. I am on page 350 and there are about 30 pages left. So let's just finish this up. That was actually so cute. I need to process it, but I'm so glad that I read that. I mean, cute is maybe not exactly the word I'd use, even though I just did, but it's a good ending. Okay, y'all, it's been a couple days, a few days, but we need to talk about The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I am actually currently packing my books to move, so I don't actually know which bag it is in to hold it up. Let me just show you a little sneak peek. Several bags over here, 5 of those are full of books, and then in the other room I also have quite a few, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 boxes all full of books, and I'm not even done packing. It's out that I have just somehow perfectly Tetrised all my books onto my shelves to the point that I have multiple shelves worth of books on each shelf, and it is a hassle to pack. One more update and then we'll talk about The Only One Left. I almost finished the Kindle case I'm making for my mom. I'm so excited about this, honestly. I learned how to sew a button on. I had these buttons left from a project that I was going to do last summer and then never did. And then I crocheted a little strap, and this is my first time ever sewing on a button. And it's like, I think I did a pretty good job. It's like on there. It's my first time ever sewing a strap. I attached it. I'm just really proud of myself. I love it. And I also hand sewed this liner, which I am bad at hand sewing. Like, not to like crap on myself and my abilities, but I am not good at hand sewing. And so I broke into one of my unused embroidery kits that I got for a gift one time and used some of that thread and that needle to sew this together. I have not yet sewed it to the inside of the bag. I'm gonna go to Joann's today and get some fabric glue that's safe for yarn. I trust my ability to hand sew on the inside, but I do not trust my ability to hand sew to the outside. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so cute. But yes, I wanted to tell you about The Only One Left. I feel like the footage of me reading the ending, I don't know why I reacted to the ending like that, because after sitting with it for a couple days, you know, was that the best written book I've ever read? No. The main character was honestly like, she's terrible at her job. She should have gotten fired from her job. And do the plot twists make any sense? Not really, but I just still had a really good time. There aren't any plot holes, I would say, which is good. But like, normally it would bug me if a plot twist was that sudden towards the ending and just like completely random. Like, I don't think that he did a great job laying the groundwork for that plot twist, but the groundwork was there. So it didn't like throw me completely. Oh, I just realized that my bra's been hanging in the background this whole time. Oh well, it's fine, just ignore it. Oh, my dino chicken nuggets are ready. This has been a very chaotic update. I just want to say that I did like it. I had a really good time reading it. I went to the reviews on Goodreads to look it up, and it looks like pretty much everyone I am friends with did not enjoy it, which I have pretty low standards, I think, when it comes to thrillers. Like, if it works, it works. Aside from the main character being really annoying and the plot twists not really making any sense and all coming out of nowhere, like, I did have a really fun time reading it. I love books with a house setting. I think that's a big thing for me, is like, Riley Sager always has really fun settings. Like, Lock Every Door has that really cool apartment building setting, and the summer camp setting in Last Time I Lied, and this one with the big house that's literally falling apart and falling into the ocean. Like, I just love that. It's a good setting. A good setting does so many things for me. There were some questionable moments for sure, but all in all, it was a solid 4-star read for me. It just didn't quite have that 5-star feeling, and there are just enough little things for me to nitpick at that I feel like it doesn't quite make it a 5-star. But whether or not it is a 5-star book, I had a 5-star time reading it, you know what I mean? Do I have bad taste? Maybe, but do I care? Not especially. Also say hi to my large seal. I'm gonna go eat my dino chicken nuggets, and I'll see you later. Hello again, it's me. I know that I just gave an update, basically, but I never really actually ended this vlog. Let's go over the books that we read for this video. Behind Her Eyes was a mediocre thriller, in my opinion. Not the best start to the video. I feel like I went into this book knowing literally nothing, and I'm glad that I did, because that made it more enjoyable, even though I still didn't really like it. It just didn't do it for me, and I will most likely be unhauling that book. I packed it before I could get the chance to unhaul it, so yeah. It will not be going on my shelves when I move. And then after that we read Happy Place by Emily Henry, which was a great time. You know, the miscommunication made sense, it was fun, I liked the atmosphere. I would reread it and I would buy it. I feel like that's a big thing for me sometimes, is like, would I reread this book and would I own a copy? Like, would I like to have a copy of this book for my shelves? So Happy Place, it was good. Made me feel a lot better after reading Behind Her Eyes. And then after that I read Ghost Wall by Sarah Moss, which I did not really enjoy. It has no quotation marks. Honestly, like, started feeling like it was putting me in a reading slump. I finished it, and I think that it's probably like a well-written book. Like, I can see that it might be objectively good. Subjectively, I had a bad time reading it. I feel like I'm being so mean. I don't talk about books that I don't like very often. I just don't like being mean. And The Only One Left by Riley Sager. You just saw me talking about it. I liked it. I thought it was a silly, goofy little fun time, even though the main character was really bad at her job, arguably should have been fired and in jail, but you know. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. I think that is the end of the video. So thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, I really, really appreciate you. I am about to be extremely busy. By the time this comes out, I will definitely have already moved. You will start seeing videos of me in a whole new place, which is really cool. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. If you'd like to like the video, that'd be amazing. If you'd like to subscribe, I appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Bye.